Okay, so this is what I think is, I'm pretty sure it's a dwarf enamel banana, and I kind of want to illustrate how I'm gonna sacrifice this banana for the greater good. One of my favorite agroforesters in Brazil, Antonio Gomes, talks about not being attached to anything in agroforestry. You can't be attached to certain plants, certain fruits, certain whatever, because sometimes that attachment will hinder the macro system of the food forest. So if I were to just wait for this a bunch to be ready, then I would be sort of limiting the capabilities of this banana plant. That banana right there is already coming out nice and strong. It didn't get affected by the freeze that much because it wasn't as mature. And it looks like, and this one's gonna have the entire rainy season to develop, whereas this one had part of the rainy season and then died back into frost, and it was a pretty dry season. It has been, because the dry season is still here. And there's another beautiful pup coming up the side. So these two are going to be the future of that clump. And I have back there some banana and eucalyptus that I want to plant. And I don't have the best access to irrigation out there, or I do have irrigation, but it's just a little bit more work than up there where I can just get the hose. So to help supplement the irrigation, I'm gonna chop this bad boy down, sacrifice it for the future of the system. So when you hear people say in the Syntropic circles, you plant your water, this is what they mean. All right, so banana pseudostem has been placed directly onto the new banana, the Saba variety, and also on the two ends that put my eucalyptus, or Corymbia torrelliana in this case. And this is kind of a basic overview of this tiny little bed system. Probably gonna put maybe like pineapples in between, and maybe some jack beans on the side, and sweet potatoes along the banks. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with that. And that's about it. Bananas are super useful in agroforestry, not only because they provide delicious fruit, but because they help advance the system forward. And you know, they're clumping, so they're not gonna die if you cut them back. So don't be afraid, don't be attached to your bananas. Hack them down, feed them to other things, and the banana fruits are always going to be there no matter what. So yeah, that's that. P.S. This is how I like to utilize the actual banana rack that was hanging, because there was a little starchier, not as watery. I felt like the best way to utilize it was to stick it into my compost pile. It's what I'm tending to do nowadays. I feel like, at least in the dry season, I like to put my compost in a pile as opposed to composting in situ, because when it's so dry, it doesn't really compost. So I have access, I water this compost pile pretty regularly. So this will be food for, let's see, my black soldier fly larvae that are putting in some work down in there. So they're gonna love all this starchy goodness. So again, bananas, eat them, cut them down, use them as irrigation, use them to feed microbial life. They're amazing.